And you can only schedule at certain times for it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Today we are going to be looking into what has been going on. What is your karma? What is your karma? What things are coming to a close? What things are coming in? That kind of thing. And remember, if you guys want to be able to purchase a question, you can just send your payment and throw your question down there. I will answer it in between messages. Also, thank you guys so much for much. I really appreciate you guys. The more we share, the more we're gonna get. So anyway, breaking the cycle of being this damsel in distress is definitely one thing that is going on. Maybe even if that's not the case, it might be breaking this cycle of looking at everything with a side eye. Hi, Rashima, nice to see you. Or looking at yourself as if as if you have a missing piece, as if you're not whole. Somebody may have made you feel 22 like you are not whole, like you need somebody else to complete you, or you need something else to complete you, or you need something, because by yourself you are not enough, but you are. You are enough on your own. Open your eyes and see the lies. And then we got this giant eyeball down here that is way open. Right now, you are breaking out of your shell, breaking out of your comfort zone, transforming, shifting, changing, doing things in a very different way. Some of you may be stepping out of a more feminine energy into a more masculine energy, realizing that you do have the things inside of you necessary to be able to create the life that you desire. There's still a lot of men at this point in time in history that are really upset because, women do have those things and can take care of themselves in that way. It's nice to be able to step into our feminine energy and allow men to step up in that way. But there's a certain level of respect, trust, friendship. There's a certain level of not feeling superior that goes along with that, and vice versa. There's also a certain level of recognizing, acknowledging, and being thankful and grateful for the gifts that we present to them as well. And at the same time, they could technically step into that energy themselves, too. Neither party needs the other. And when you need each other, it creates a very toxic and codependent energy where you're looking for your missing piece all the time because you feel like you are incomplete without somebody else beside you. But you're not incomplete without somebody else beside you. You are perfectly whole and beautiful on your own. And when you feel that energy of wholeness and beauty on your own, when you add somebody new to your life, 404 error code, when you add somebody new to your life, that means that you actually want them there. It's not that you need them there, 411, missing information. It's not that you need them there, it's that you want them there. So somebody could actually be dealing with somebody that has been hacking into accounts as well. And this person could be using a false name or a false profile. Somebody's child may actually be involved with this too, and not the one that's behind making those false profiles, 33, but there may actually be somebody talking to your child from a false profile in a game they play or an app like Roblox or Fortnite, pretending to be somebody else. Make sure your kids know that when they're talking to random people online like that, you never really know exactly who they are. So you don't want to give them a whole lot of private information. And I'm sure a lot of us have made similar errors at points ourselves. I didn't really care about people knowing anything at one point. And then the last few years, I have had several fake accounts made constantly, constantly. They've been added again recently. Like I'm really going to add anybody that is fake again. But you never really know who's behind that computer screen. Somebody messaged me recently and asked me to send them a picture of myself, and I was like, yeah, I don't do that. And I'm good, basically. And he's like, well, you could have just played along and you could have had fun with it. And I was like, yeah, then I wouldn't be me. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're not looking for me. For one thing. For another thing, I don't even know who the fuck you are. You're not necessarily who you say you are behind that computer screen. Over the last couple of years, I've had a lot of people hopping on here on fake accounts, doing shit just like that right there. He apologized. And he's like, now I kind of feel bad. And he kind of gave some pointers and hints that it is actually him. Then again, some of the things he said are pretty much things that a lot of the people that knew him around here knew about him anyway. So, all people really have to do is know about the person that they're trying to emulate, a few key details, and they can trick somebody with that. So yeah, there has definitely been some energy of people that have been jealous or guarded or distrustful, or people that have been hurt, people that have been going through pain of some sort, that have messed with you in some way over the last few years as you have been embarking on your path and on your journey. And yes, every one of those situations was meant to be in your path. What's funny, I just find it funny that nobody ever really thinks about the fact, like the story of Judas and Jesus. Jesus knew that Judas had betrayed him. And he sat down at that table with him. He told him he loved him. He told him he forgave him. He had a nice last meal with him. If it wasn't for Judas, Jesus wouldn't even exist. We wouldn't remember Jesus. Judas had his integral role to play too. Everyone is chosen for something. Everyone. Doesn't matter what it is, everyone is chosen. Every single fucking person on this fucking planet is important. Every person. You can sit there and listen to all those fucking people that'll tell you, oh, there's only a few chosen people in this whole world. No, everyone is chosen. Everyone is important. Everyone is integral. And the most important people on this planet, the everyday, hardworking men and women. The ones out there busting their ass to keep this world running. The ones that are there behind the scenes every day to take care of it. Who were the people that we couldn't get rid of during COVID? Think about it for a minute. The ones that everybody has said for years didn't matter and didn't deserve to be paid shit. But yet they were the ones who were still working during COVID. They were the ones who were still needed, who were deemed essential employees. They are important. Even a librarian sitting in a library has a very essential, important role to play. And every fucking child's life that she touches as she's sitting there, it's fucking amazing. She does wonders just sitting in that library day after day, convincing children that books are a beautiful place. 83. 933. Keeping her hope alive. That they're not just going to completely walk away from books and jump into a TV forever. Keeping her hope alive that the written word still means something. And trying to express that to every young life she comes across. Or like our library here, they have a lot of art stuff for kids down there so that they can go down there and color pictures. They have computers that they can use. They have board games that they can play. They have movies that they can rent. They have classes they can go down there and take. It's amazing the amount of things that just the average everyday person is doing to make a difference in the lives of everyone they fucking touch. So don't ever let anyone convince you that your life is any less important than theirs, And don't ever try to convince anyone else that their life is any less important than yours. Because each and every fucking one of us is important in our own way. I do not believe that I'm some holier than thou chosen one that is above everybody around me. I never have. There's been a lot of people that have tried to convince me of it, but no. I am just as integral as every other puzzle piece in this puzzle. And every other puzzle piece is just as important. If there's one piece, the puzzle is incomplete. Right now, you definitely want to make sure that you are paying attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the messages. I feel like there is going to be messages coming towards you as well. Somebody may be reaching out to you. You may want to really think about what they're saying when they reach out to you. Kind of look into it a little bit. Observe what's going on in the situations that you're dealing with. There may be something that's important in the news that's going to pop up for you as well, 44. There may be some celebrations going on too. You may be getting invited places. You may be getting recognized for some of the things that you have done that has created a lot of stability and strength in the lives of others around you. There may actually be somebody who ends up getting a proposal as well. And a lot of this is because you have stepped out of this energy of feeling like you need to be saved. And you're like, I am my own fucking superhero. Who knew that I was my Superman? Or I was my Superwoman? Who knew that Wonder Woman's lasso of truth happened to hook itself around her? I feel like a lot of you are learning how to really release any kind of feeling like you need to somehow make up for some sort of perceived lack that you feel by expressing yourself in an overly way in some way. Or you could be dealing with people that are coming out of that energy of feeling like somehow they are less than you. So they need to make sure to one-up you in some sort of way. Given to those that we truly admire to protect from jealousy and harm. You are protected from jealousy and harm. You are protected by your faith in your protection, by your prayers, by your meditations, by your rituals. There are a lot of people who will try to hype up your anxiety and get you feeling like everyone is out to get you all the time and there's nothing that you can do about it. And they're gonna win, or whatever the case may be. And get you constantly focused on that, distracted by it, overworked by it, overthinking because of it. Those energies are the ones that have been throwing you off track and throwing you off course. When it comes to like readers who do that too, they're generally trying to get you to come back by making you feel like you somehow lack something, or by making you feel like you need somebody's help because everybody's out to get you and you don't know who to turn to. Just saying. Personally, I want every one of you to feel extremely confident in who you are and what you're doing. Extremely confident that you can handle anything that comes your way. Because you wouldn't be facing it right now if you couldn't. Even though there are some days that I question that too. 55. There are some days that I am really upset with the way things are going and feeling like everything is just shitty, and why the fuck does nothing ever seem to work out right? Shit, a lot of those days are the days where those anxiety boosting people are popping up a lot. Boosting that anxiety. Kind of like those people who sit and stare at the news all day, every day, and they're just miserable. They're miserable. And they constantly think that the whole world is going to hell in a handbasket and everything in this world is so evil. It's so awful. It's so horrible. I wish we could go back to that romanticized version of the past that never even existed. Because it didn't. There was less publicity, but there was far worse shit going on back then in a lot of ways. So, you are also breaking out of that shell in the way of not only accepting both your masculine and your feminine side, not just accepting that you are whole on your own, and you can to create the life you desire. You know, I've talked a lot lately about how hard women fought to be seen as equal, to be to be seen as capable of just as much as men, of being just as strong as men. And now there's a bunch of women out there today crying because we aren't as strong as men. And actually, that honestly pisses me off quite a bit. Because my ancestors right now, along with your ancestors, are fucking pissed. Because they fought their asses off to be seen as equals. You are good at what you practice at. You are good at what you put your energy into. There's a lot of men out there that are far weaker than I am, and I'm not the strongest woman on the planet. But there are quite a few men that are weaker than I am. Or that aren't as good as at hiking as I am. Because they sit on a couch all day. How the fuck would they ever be better at hiking than I am? When you got somebody that's training 12 hours a day to do something, they're going to be doing it fucking phenomenally. That's why I'm so great at psychology, because I spent over half my life delving into psychology, delving into human behavior, delving into human responses and reactions and different ways that different things happen, different scenarios where different outcomes occur because of different steps taken. Because I've spent over half my life doing that. Of course I would be good at that. That doesn't make anybody around me any less good at whatever it is that they've spent half their life doing, that they love doing, that they're passionate about, that they care about. There are plenty of women out there that are out there making shit tons of money and taking care of their family with it. And there's plenty of men out there that really fucking love just being able to stay at home and clean the house and cook and take care of their children. Look at some of the other species on this planet. Hi, beautiful. Nice to see you today. Like seahorses. The males are the ones that take care of the kids. Lions. The females are out there hunting and the lions are laying there looking pretty. Same with cats. I mean, they get up and make a scene if they feel like they need to. Or they make a scene when they're going to have sex with the woman and then they show their dominance and power. But other than that, the woman's out there every day exercising, hunting, doing all that kind of stuff. And generally, the male is just kind of laying around, looking pretty. And then when he gets up and walks, he swishes his little butt like, ooh, look at my cute little butt. Because that's the way that cats work. In humans, it kind of goes both ways. There are some males that are in that masculine dominance role. And there are some females that are. There are some males who want a woman who is strong and works hard and takes care of things. And there are some women who wants a man who is strong, works hard, and takes care of things. And when you both have the same goals and the same ideas, and nobody's abusing their position of power, those two things can come together great. That's why those opposites attract. Those opposites attract so that they can blend together and play off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. They can also learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses as well, if nobody's got pride and ego in the way taking over the game show. Also, when it comes to I lost my train of thought there for a second. When it comes to light and dark attracting, of course they do. Why do you think that is? Most of the light energies that I know have a tendency to shy away from dealing with people who are abusive or bullying or cruel or who are walking all over everybody. A lot of times they have a tendency to shy away from that a little bit. The dark energy sure ain't gonna. If that dark energy loves you and cares about you, that dark energy is gonna step in and they're gonna do what they know needs to be done. Who did that to you, Django Unchained? I'm not afraid to do the Lord's work. He said vengeance is his, but I'm gonna do it first. Those type of people. The type of people that would fucking cross hell to make sure that the people they loved were safe and do whatever that meant. Protector. Good song too. I'll be your protector. But that's also what that is with coming out of that energy, breaking that cycle of feeling like you need a protector, because you can protect your damn self. You can step into your fucking dark energy too. You can decide, yeah, I do have that dark side and it is in there. And if it was necessary, 2233, I could take action to do what I needed to do to protect myself and my family. So I don't have to rely on somebody else to do that. And also, maybe that other person's going to feel a little bit more comfortable with you being out, doing things, because they're going to feel like you're going to be just fine. You can take care of shit if you need to. You don't got to worry about a damn thing. Somebody may have given you some sort of trinket, some sort of piece of jewelry, something along those lines for protection. The spiritual eyes that you have as well were given to you to protect you from jealousy and harm, to allow you to see behind lies. I feel like at this time, as these things fall away, and as you're breaking these cycles, and as you're breaking out of your shit, and as you're releasing any kind of toxicity or codependency when it comes to not feeling like you need something from somebody else because you don't have it within yourself. As you break out of that and break free, and as you look around the world around you, you're going to be seeing things very differently than you have in the past. And others are going to be seeing you very differently as well. Again, somebody who has gone through sexual abuse, then again, and the in the position of the masculine energy, having somebody who is not a person, who can't take care of the things that they need to take care of without another person there. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing. Me and my ex, I was a stay-at-home wife and mother for 10 years. 76. I was a stay-at-home wife and mother for 10 years. And I absolutely loved it. That is what I wanted more than anything in this world. That was my first wish and dream as a child, was to be a wife and a mother, was to have my children and take care of them and love them, provide them some of the things that I was not able to have as a child, because my mom was a single mother with 5 children. And there wasn't a whole lot of help from the other side of that connection with any of them. She had 4 separate dads for the 5 children. She went through a lot of abuse in her life. And she told us a lot about the abuse that she went through. which helped us to be able to see and those things. And you never right now you are waking up to a lot. You're waking up to how much of yourself that you hid away, how much of yourself that you let go of certain situations just to be in a partnership or connection. At this moment, I feel like you're getting ready to be recognized for this path that you have chosen to take, this path that was very different from the way that you lived in the past. It was something completely new and something very freeing for yourself. Can't hold us down. Nobody can hold us down. Nobody can hold us down. Nobody can hold us down. Never can, never will. Society is sucking on your dick. And since I got a pussy, I'm a bitch. And since you are a dude, yeah, you can tell the truth. But as soon as I do, I'm a bitch. That song was coming up the last couple days again. There's a lot of guys that want to whine about the way things are these days. And they want to cling to the old way of believing that women are not equal. And that men are not equal in other ways. But that dynamic is coming to a close in this world. Things are shifting and changing, and people are seeing that it doesn't matter what sex you are. They've been labeling it by sex for far too long. Because honestly, there are some very sweet, soft, gentle, compassionate, caring men out there who are very motherly. And there are some very hard, demanding, unyielding, little cold women out there who are very manly. And you don't have to change your fucking sex. You don't have to go, oh, okay, I'm a man now because, I want to go work and take care of my family and provide for them. Or, oh, I'm a woman now because I want to stay home with my kids and love them, care for them, raise them. How about I can just be what I am and do what I love doing? And that is nothing against people who are trans and are transitioning either. I have absolutely nothing against any of them. But what I do know is sometimes some of them, I feel like if they could just be who they want to be without having to explain to everybody why the fuck they're doing what they're doing since they're supposed to be a man or they're supposed to be a woman, then they may not even want to fucking change in the first fucking place. But it makes it so much less complicated if they could just be the opposite sex because nobody will leave them the fuck alone about what they want to do and where they want to go, how they want to dress or how they want to talk, or what they want to do with their life and their profession and things like that. So, anyway, wow, that portion ended up pretty long right there. So, let's see what messages are going to come out. What are we bringing to a close? And as we bring this to a close, what is coming in? What changes are coming in? Changes in perspectives, especially. There's a lot of changes in perspectives in the future. Where is that? Oh, oops. Apparently, there's something somebody has done to you Somebody basically tried to almost make you feel in some way like you didn't have control over your life, or like you couldn't take care of you, or like once again you were incomplete, something along those lines. Why exactly were they doing this? Because the entire bag of why they did this just fell out everywhere. So we're going to take a few of those messages. Pain and hardship is all I have ever known. Survival mode is all I know. So as far as this princess up here being the damsel in distress in that victimhood mentality, feeling like they need a protector and a knight in shining armor and whatever, run to them to save you, or whatever the case may be, because somebody made you feel like for some reason you were not able to do that for you. Pain and hardship is all I have ever known. Survival mode is all I know. That is a survival. That is one of the survival modes that there is. Feeling like you can't on your own, so you need to give away pieces of yourself that you don't necessarily want to give away, simply because you feel like someone else has whatever it is that you need to take care of the problem in your life. Whether that's you or other people, that is what that energy is. They felt like they would gain popularity through turning against you. And so you could have definitely been dealing with somebody that was extremely jealous of you. Somebody who thought you had it easy. But I can't believe you refused to sell yourself. If I had people coming at me looking to buy me, I would be selling myself. Yeah, that's you, not me, for one thing. And for another thing, I've known many guys that have sold themselves over the last couple years. And guess what? That guy could be doing it too if he really wanted to be. Not willing to be able to do that, but he's so stuck in the old modality. A lot of them that are stuck in that are. They're never going to be able to see those different things. There is definitely a transformation going on within you right now. You are opening your eyes to the lies that some of the people around you told you. One of these people could have actually even been somebody that kind of almost felt like a father type of figure to you. The lies they told you, the ways they tried to one-up you in some way, or tried to feel important in some way by making up some crazy ass fucking story that didn't even fucking make sense or wasn't even real. Somebody may be trying to convince you to believe that they're on your side in some way. And if somebody's trying really hard right now to convince you that they're on your side, you really need to open your eyes to the fact that this person has done something in the past. They did something towards you because they thought that they would get clout off of you. The song Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish is coming to mind. What did you expect me to take you to the park after dark, get you connected? Things like that. They wanted to protect you and keep you safe, and they didn't want you to be hurt. They know how cruel this world could be. On the other hand, there have been some people around you as well that had the best intentions when it came to some of the things that they have done. Some of the things that they have done, they really felt like were for the best, because they felt like you may not have been ready to face that world alone, or they felt like you couldn't take care of yourself, or they felt like you did not have enough darkness in you to be able to do the things necessary to be able to be in this world and survive it. They underestimated you. They may have done some possessive things or some controlling things, or they may have really tried to keep you from going places or doing things. Maybe even kind of filled you with some doubt or some anxiety at times over what it is that you wanted to do, and kind of made you feel like you shouldn't be doing that because it would be too dangerous, kind of thing. Kind of like a mother would be a lot of time with her kids. Not necessarily out of hate or spite or jealousy or anything like that, but because they loved you. And because they knew how cruel this world and some of the people in it can be. And they may have felt like you didn't know that. Like maybe you were very sheltered or you were very naive to that. Or maybe even you're just such an empathetic and pure intentioned person that you have a hard time understanding sometimes how people can do some of the sick, nasty, and twisted fucking things they could do. Like the person that put whatever fucking powder into my cat's fucking drinking dish while she's breastfeeding her fucking 4 kittens. Luckily, my animals learned a long time ago not to drink out of those dishes when they have things like that in it. So she didn't drink any of it. That is some fucked up shit. What being can fucking do that, right? But there are human beings out there who do that. And then there are those human beings out there who need to do something about it. And if it's not going to be you, then it's going to be those other people around you that have that same dark energy in them somewhere, even if they're not using it in the same way. A shadow and a light side. When you are choosing to follow the path of light, that shadow side can be used as a tool as well. It's just used in a tool in a different way. Charisma and manipulation are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. But one sounds bad and one sounds good, right? But they're the exact same thing. It's the shadow side and the light side. Self-esteem and self-confidence have been hard for me to build. So somebody may have also been clinging to some sort of codependency. They've been very needy with you. They may have been very greedy with you. They may have been very toxically attached to you in some sort of way in the past. And this energy is transforming at this time. The biggest reason that they were in this energy is because the self-confidence and self-esteem has been something that they have not always had. And it has been extremely difficult for them to come into it. And I know a lot of you will understand that because I know a lot of you had to fight very hard for that. I love Lizzo's song when she's like, if I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. Heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch alive. Ha ha. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. Don't lie. No, you weren't. None of us were born like that. We may have had a very bright light inside of us. A very bright light that when we turn it on, it turns on the lights of others around us, but that's every fucking human being. Every human being can do that. But the way that we do that is by working through our trauma, healing, growing, learning to love ourselves, learning to express ourselves, learning to break out of that shell and out of those cycles and out of that hiding of yourself and who you are, and allowing yourself to be free, free to be you. So this could have been a way that somebody was acting towards you. And on the other side of the coin, it could have been a way that you were acting towards somebody as well. Something that you were doing could have been bred out of some sort of self-esteem issues or self-confidence issues. Could have even been bred out of some sort of trust issues because of the nasty-ass fucking people you've dealt with. And so you were side-eyeing everything and not really trusting a damn thing. That happens sometimes. Regardless of whether or not we like it, it happens sometimes. And if you can't admit it, then you're always going to be clinging to your high horse. And you're never going to be able to come down to the real world where others are living and everybody has fucked up. I'd rather it be you than me. So, somebody may have done something extremely wrong toward you as well, because they felt like they had no other choice, that if they didn't do this, they were going to be the ones to suffer. But if they did this, you would be the one to suffer and would be the one to take that bullet. For some of you, there could have actually even been somebody who tried to hurt you in some way. This person may have been threatened with something, blackmailed with something. This person may have been paid, but I'm feeling like more often than not, it's going to be where they were threatened in some way. 57. Threatened with prison. threatened with being killed themselves. So somebody could have actually done something to hurt you or harm you, or to even get you stuck in some sort of toxicity or chained down in some way to distract you, to keep you off of your goals and off of your passions, to bring you down into the darkness with them. And the reason that they did this was either because they wanted to take your position of light and be in that light, 4242, or it's because they had something else going on in the background where somebody was holding something over their head and they didn't want to have to face that music in whatever way they were being forced to face it. And they were trying to survive. They were trying to live, be free. They were trying to free themselves of whatever was going on over here. And at that time, I don't feel like this person even saw your light. I think this person allowed themselves to believe whatever was told to them about you, to make it real, because they had to make it real in order to act the way that they were acting towards you. And then at some point, that illusion shattered, and they were able to see the truth. And I feel like this person severely regrets their actions at this point. They're very upset with themselves. They're beating themselves up. They even decided to no longer come towards you because they don't care what anybody does to them. They can't hurt somebody like you who has been a magnificent light in their life. 4405. There has been a transition and a change where they are seeing you and recognizing you for your value and your worth. They're celebrating you and your light, the peace that has brought them in their life. And this person is ready to throw themselves on the altar for you, to let themselves be taken, or 44, taken or hurt, or whatever the case may be, for deciding to refuse this person and whatever they wanted them to do. And this is a massive change in this person's life as well, because I don't feel like this person has ever stood up for themselves like that, or anyone else like that. But your light, and the way that you do that, and the way that you are so unafraid of death or persecution or hurt or pain or anybody seeing your true reality of who you are, has encouraged this person to want to make that change in their life and to make things right in their world. You can definitely get a question, Tori. Go ahead and send your payment and throw your question down below. I'm probably going to be on here for about another 15 to 20 minutes. My phone is doing that weird shit again, which is weird because it shouldn't be doing it today. Really quick, I'm going to exchange what I'm using to make it cold. It's been having pretty much no problems for a while now. Of course, somebody also, from what I understand, is no longer going to be distracted anymore, because for some reason, the one that has decided to change their ways and not go with that plan of attack anymore, they're the ones that are going to suffer, and the other one is going to get off scot-free for the moment. They're not going to get off scot-free forever, but for the moment. Awesome. Thank you, love. So, we're going to pull out a couple karma messages as well. The karma that is going on for you, the good karma that's going on, there is definitely a lot of beauty coming into your life, a lot of abundance coming into your life. You're going to be winning. You're going to be receiving a lot of accolades. You're going to be receiving the attention you deserve, the rewards that you deserve, the truths that you deserve. You're going to be receiving that recognition. 77. You're going to be receiving some amazing things because you have chosen to go down the path that you feel like is your path. You have chosen to stabilize your passions and your energy and to go after what is most important to you and what you want, regardless of what anybody else wants. 777. Fucking jackpot, baby. That's what's coming your way. A jackpot. Because you have earned it. You have worked for it. And you are appreciated. Appreciation and recognition comes your way. And they have to watch. What did I say? What did I say? Right on top of these first place trophies over here. And these medals. And yeah. They're going to have to watch the appreciation and the recognition that comes your way. And that does not come their way. Because they were not doing right. They may even be getting recognized for the nasty things that they did. If there was somebody that was lying on you, somebody that was scapegoating you, somebody that was using you and abusing you, and then tried to claim that you did that to them, or tried to claim in some way that you were a nasty person or a hurtful person or a cruel person, then they're getting recognized too for who they are. People are seeing the truth. People are opening their eyes. People are seeing the lies. They can no longer lie with a straight face that nobody can see through. Their mask is breaking, crumbling, and falling off onto the ground. 47. Agent 47. We'll have to find a new job. There's a specific person that one is attached to over here. The karma and blessings coming my way. Nice. Awesome. I am almost done with this part, and then I will do your question. We'll have to find a new job. Sadness, hurt, shame, regret, and guilt plagues them for how they treated you. So for some of you, this person could be in the same field as you, or this person could have been trying to copy you in some way. They could have been stealing your lyrics. They could have been stealing your work. They could have been stealing your research. They could have been mimicking you, or they could have been really just trying to be you in some sort of way. Somebody could have been jealous of you. Somebody could have been trying to harm you because of that jealousy. Somebody could have been trying to keep you from getting recognition, trying to keep you from being seen. They could have been trying to hide you in the background while they were out there shining brightly in all your glory. This person is going to be feeling sad, hurt, shame, regret, and guilt. It's going to be plaguing them day after day, eating at them, causing them to question every single part of who they are and why the fuck they would do something so nasty and cruel to somebody so fucking amazingly beautiful who has always been there to be a friend for them. Because I feel like you worked hard for everything that you have. And you also worked hard to have a good connection with this person, a good friendship with this person. You were very honest with this person, very loyal, committed, dedicated. And all the while, this person behind the scenes was only using you to get what they wanted. And the funny thing is, at first it worked. They were gaining abundance from it. And they were enjoying it. And they wanted more and more and more. And then it all came crashing down on them. And every fucking last bit of that abundance, recognition, beauty, love, and light that they gained off of you and your name and your ideas or your concepts or your research or whatever it was that they stole from you, everyone sees who the liar they are now. The deception, the deceit, the awfulness, the cruel things they did, the hurtful things they did, the fakeness about them. And now they're getting exactly the opposite back than what they did when they first started this. And you've sat through it patiently. You've prayed. You have really tried to release and forgive and let go. You've really tried to be understanding, empathetic. You've really tried to see things from everybody else's perspective. You have tried so hard to end that hate, that vengeance feeling. It's keeping me alive. Great song. And at one point you could have been in that energy, but you chose to leave that energy because you didn't like who you were in that energy. And also because you finally started to see things where you could see things from their side too. And you just kind of felt sad for them, hurt for them. It's kind of like when this one guy, at one point, all respect went out the window for me the moment I slept with him. Like, oh my God. So fucking stupid and just definitely not worth anybody's time if she chose to sleep. Wait a second. What's that say about how he feels about himself? And holy shit, that is sad. To feel that awful and horrible and disgusted by you, that you feel like anybody who would sleep with you automatically deserves no respect, isn't worth anybody's time. Wow. Could you imagine living with such a horrible self-image? Because that's what that is, and it's projected out. Because you have chosen to let go of all that, that's why that door is closing and these new doors are opening. That's why everything's shifting and changing the way that it is. Your commitment towards being a light was being tested just as much as they were being tested on whether or not they were going to use and abuse somebody who was there with pure intentions in front of them and who could have brought them so much abundance and beauty into their life if they would have treated them right. But they wanted the instant gratification, and in taking that route and trying to take what you had instead of allowing you to have it and being friends with the person who has it, that's why they're falling into shit now. Collaborations are going wrong or falling apart. So these people, anybody they're working with, anything they're trying to accomplish with other people, anything that they have been putting their time, effort, and energy into, anything that has to do with talking to people, schmoozing people, anything that has to do with building a business or anything that has to do with collaborating, it's all falling apart. If you dealt with, like, say, gang stalkers, where it was a group of people attacking you all together and working together to take you down in some way, everything is disintegrating in that group of people. They're all turning against each other. They're all constantly fighting. They're all constantly arguing. They can't figure out what they want to do or where they want to go moving forward. And there's half of them that don't want to do anything else ever again that has anything to do with doing anything bad against you. There's even some that are wanting to come forward and expose everything that has happened, regardless of snitches get stitches. Everybody can go fuck themselves on that. Swear to God. I fucking absolutely hate that. I hate that we teach people to turn the other cheek because it's not cool to let people know when somebody's doing something wrong. Who cares if it's cool? That's why a lot of times the lights in the world are walking alone. Because they don't give a flying fuck about what's cool. 5533. They care about the people around them. They care about standing up for what's right and what they believe in instead of just following the crowd like a lost little sheep looking for a shepherd. And sometimes when you're a lost little sheep looking for a shepherd, you fall into the wrong shepherd's hands. And you know what? Honestly, 55-55. As I've said many times on this channel before, you can't have leaders without followers. So there's always going to be followers. But when they attack you like that, it irks you just a little bit. So, beautiful Tori. Karma and blessings coming your way. Definitely some recognition. I feel like there's going to be a lot of extra success coming your way here soon. There might be something that you have done recently. Something that you may not have realized. And if it wasn't something you've already done, it's going to be something in the near future where you realized all of a sudden, wow, I haven't done that and I need to do this right now. And the moment you do it, it's like it frees all those blockages that have been holding you back in some way. Ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. You're going to be diving more fully into your roots, loving them, cherishing them, valuing them, seeing how strong they are, seeing how much wisdom, knowledge, strength, and grounded energy that you gain through those that you came from. All of us can have problems at times with our families, and not all of us have grown up in the greatest of families. Everybody's family's got some fucked up shit going on in it a lot of times, honestly. But I feel like you're going to start seeing the beautiful aspects of those things, and you're going to be cherishing your DNA a bit more. You may even decide to go ahead and get some sort of DNA testing of some sort done as well. And this could be something that is going to open up all different kinds of new avenues for you. You might be able to trace your lineage back a little bit further to where you get to see some of the people that were in your ancestry as well. I'd really like to be able to do that. Those kits are fucking expensive, but I'd really like to be able to do that, honestly. Death. The eternal cycle begins here. Scrying. Intuition. So, the deaths of the past as they fall away, like in Lion King when he's talking to Simba. The antelope die, and they become the grass. Or, sorry, the antelope die, and the lions eat the antelope. And then the antelope become the grass, and then the antelope eat the grass, and it's a cycle of life. Because of where we have come from, the accomplishments that they have made, the chains that they have broken, the wisdom they have left behind. Because of these lessons they taught us along the way, and these skills that we learned from them, that have so much value to them, have occurred, that is what begins our lives. And we can take everything that they taught us and gave us even further, because we didn't have to figure it out on our own. We got a lot from them before we started. Remember to have that gratitude and give that thanks to the ancestors for everything that you have within you. For everything we've learned and accomplished along the ways. I mean, shit, if it wasn't for our ancestors, we could still be cavemen trying to figure out how to light a fire. So, they've done a lot for us. Awesome. I am so happy that that is something that resonates with you. You know, every time somebody spells D that way, I usually just use a D, but every time somebody spells D that way, it reminds me of the woman that was working at the gas station in town this last year. Her name was Dee, and it was spelled D-E-E. She somewhat reminded me of like an older version of me a little bit, but not. Because she reminded me a lot of, she was a lot like a lot of the people I've dealt with this winter. She had a lot of gifts. Hers were a bit more of curses in ways, because that's the side she lived in a bit. She told me something about she had been running for so fucking long because somebody had been following her state to state to state everywhere she fucking went. Couldn't get away from this. I hope she's doing okay. Your scrying capabilities are going to be increasing as well. Your ability to divine, your ability to get flashes of the future, and also the pieces and dots that are connecting as you're doing things like this are going to start increasing. I feel like meditation is something that maybe you've been delving into a bit more lately. Or maybe spending a lot more time just in the quiet, flame gazing, or water gazing, or cloud gazing even. And when you do that, it increases your ability to be able to see patterns in those things, stargazing too, to where you put things together much quicker, and you also start to pick up on patterns much quicker and more of them. So I feel like that is really increasing, and it's because of the hard work and effort you've been putting into a lot of things. And it's also because of this acceptance of these dark sides and these shadow sides of yourself. You may be starting to realize and pick up on the fact that you may have some moths attracted to your flame. but you have been that moth attracted to the flame. The only way we could even see a moth attracted to a flame is if we've been it or have it inside of ourselves, right? Because the whole world is a reflection of us. And if that's the case, then that must mean that we have that inside of us too. So that's this transformation that's going to be going on. This transformation is to close out any kind of misconceptions or to close out any kind of false thoughts or unclear reflections. When will my reflection show who I am inside? She risked everything to dress as a man and fight in that war to save her father's life and to bring honor to her family in ways that she felt like she would be good at, because she really did not feel like she was very good at the ways that they expected her to be. And even though everybody was against it at first and everybody thought it was stupid or crazy or whatever the fuck else, in the end, she brought honor to her family. So I feel like you are bringing honor to your family, to your ancestors, and to everything that they stood for, even if at first they did not understand the moves that you were making or the path that you were taking. So there's going to be a need for a lot of forgiveness for those people who stood against you or tried to convince you to go after different things in your life than what you were wanting to bring into fruition. And it wasn't because they didn't believe in you. It was because some of them didn't believe it was possible to begin with. But also, it's kind of like my family. And why can't you just go be a CNA? I don't want to be a fucking CNA. I don't want to deal with that kind of abuse all day, every motherfucking day for the rest of my damn life. I've done it for most of my life. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be shit on by everybody around me with no recognition at all. And it's, yeah, no, I don't want to. And fucking thank God for the people who do that every day. They are fucking amazing people. I have nothing against them. My family, for some reason, thinks that I have something against them or something against the people working in the service industry, whatever the fuck else, just because I want to do something different. That's not the case. This is just what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I feel good doing. This is where I feel like I belong and what I feel like I should be doing. That doesn't mean that I feel like anything that they're doing is any less. And you know what? Maybe they should have gone after what they actually wanted to do instead of sacrificing it for something else, because that would have helped too. And maybe you are also inspiring others in your line to do the same. Oh, you know what? Wow. Okay. This actually was a hallucination, but a few years back, I almost died. Almost died a lot in my life, but I almost died a few years back. My back was hurting so fucking bad, like really, 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 really bad. And I'm like, what the hell did I do to my back? I can't remember doing anything that would hurt my back this way. But this was also still back when I was in pretty much constant pain from head to foot, which culminated in my hands locking up and not being able to move them. And most of those problems are gone now because of the healing I've done with the Reiki and with the facing triggers and breaking my way through them, working out a lot of trauma from the past, and also moving away from the people who were causing more of that trauma in the moment. So anyway, my back is hurting and hurting and hurting like a son of a bitch. And can't figure out what it is. So a week later, it's getting worse. And today I can't get out of bed. And my ex comes in. He's like, so, do you think we should go to the hospital now? And I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital. They're just going to tell me that nothing is wrong with me and I'm fucking crazy and send me home. Why would I want to go there? I don't want to go there. No. And then I was like, fine, we'll go to the hospital, damn it. And so by this point, I had gotten really good at being able to regulate my breathing, regulate my pulse, at being able to bring the anxiety down, kind of get rid of it. I used to have a lot of panic attacks, anxiety attacks. massive depression on an all-the-time basis. It comes in once in a while still. The panic attacks, not so much. But we get in there, there's thermostat, they take my pulse, which is fine. They take my temperature, which is fine. They take my blood pressure. It's fine. Things fine. There's nothing wrong with me, right? I'm not laying on the floor screaming in pain like I kind of wanted to be, honestly, slightly, and not. Because who the fuck wants to be laying on the floor screaming in pain? Nobody. And it's not accomplishing anything. It's not helping anything. And it actually made... So, we sat there waiting for 3.5 fucking hours before they called us back. And we get back there. And oh my God, you're so lucky to be dead. Literally. And then it was, take this antibiotic that can kill you or die. And so, 58. And so, Shane and James, my ex and his best friend, the one that he wanted to invite into our marriage, we were in a relationship all together. They took turns staying at the hospital with me because I fucking hate hospitals. I really didn't want to be there, and I sure as hell didn't want to be staying there. An open door all night where everybody just walks in and out of your room is not the greatest thing in the world for somebody who's been through a lot of sexual abuse in their life and had somebody sneaking in their room as a child to abuse them. Okay? That night, as I'm laying in the bed, and I have morphine going on, and I have those antibiotics going on, even climbing with a shallow wall. I'm just going to let this baby in this. There was a transformation on, a very strong transformation going on, a transformation where not one fucking person gave a shit or helping it. I knew some of the meanings behind it and symbolisms behind it and stuff, but I didn't fully know. Thank you, beautiful. I am glad that it is going on point right now. So, patience, persistence, dedication. Original Temperance card is about a blacksmith. Original Temperance card is about a blacksmith in a forge. How do you make the strongest weapons possible? How do you make the strongest jewelry possible? Extremely strong extremes. And they put it in flames, and they hold it, and then beat on it, and then they put it in this cold beat on it, and then they put it in this cold water. And it's going back and forth between those extremes that causes the strongest weapon possible. This mask that was in this show as well, it took her over and kind of turned her demonic. It was extremely strong because of that darkness inside of her. Our light makes us strong, but our darkness makes us strong as well. Embracing and loving both aspects of yourself is something that you have been working on in a very dedicated way. And that is getting ready to pay off in a lot of abundance. Your faith, your persistence, your dedication, your commitment, the slow work that you've been doing without seeing many results, all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and there's just going to be abundance around you everywhere. It's going to seem almost impossible, like, where the fuck did this come from? But it's been building this whole time, and then all of a sudden it's just going to rain down. This is also the guy that is in charge of the vengeance demons. Your patience, instead of taking vengeance into your own hands, the patience and trust that you have had, that everything will play out in the right way in due time, is going to bring a lot of justice. Also, your ancestors may be uncaring, callous, cold-hearted, nitpicky. This could be somebody that was possessive, controlling, manipulative. Somebody that was very intelligent, and used that intelligence that they had in a very cruel way towards you. Somebody may actually be getting ready to die. Anyway, your ancestors, they have been waiting for you to ask and give them permission for them to be able to step in the situations you've been facing and to take care of things. They don't want to step on any toes. They don't want to overstep their boundaries. They don't want to step in where they're not welcome or where they're not wanted. They want to give you a chance to fight these battles. And sometimes you're going to need the help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And they are there for you anytime you need them. So make sure if you're feeling like 1414, you're needing that help, to reach out and ask for it and let them know, hey, I could use some assistance over here. Because dealing with this calculating, manipulative person in the background, this person that kind of is bent on like world destruction type of thing and chaos and cruelty. Somebody who kind of has this like God complex and thinks that they're master of the universe. Master of the universe. I don't even know what show that is right now. Is that He-Man? Anyway, and this person may look extremely perfect from the outside. They may come off as somebody high class. They may even have a very strong position of power or authority somewhere in your life. These people are going to get what's coming to them. And you're getting ready to step up into your position of power. The scales are getting ready to shift and bring balance. So that is what I have for you, beautiful. I really hope that that makes you feel good, because damn, it sounds nice. So we are going to do one extra message here to close out with, and I think we're going to be done after that. So we are going to, here's some amazing things about you guys. Some amazing things about my beautiful viewers, these angels on this earth, working every day to bring love, light, and beauty to the world around them. What are some of the best things? Respectful energy, beautiful hand. Last night, he destroyed a friend that I'm taking care of earlier. A few people have thought that. He even thought that for a minute. I didn't mention it in front of him. But all the stuff he was saying and shit when we got home, like the day he spent like completely moping and lifeless. And when we got, he's a dumbass. Don't you listen to him. Right now he does different. So you're gonna get fucking better and you're gonna drink your damn water. And he started drinking his water. That shit. You crippled and decrepit. I need you here and I love you here. You're going to get better so you can be here. You shine like a diamond. You shine like a diamond. Such a hard surface. Prepared for the fight. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares. You're everything to me. I am swept away by the love that I feel for you. My heart beats faster when I see you, and I can't look away. Please notice me. You have a lot of secret admirers. You have a lot of people that feel like you are just amazing, beautiful. You're alone in your life. Somebody's so strong. It's ridiculous. I want more rain. I don't care if I want more rain. You are a very loving soul. Animals, the earth, people, and plants are all very important to you, and you used to protect them all with a fiery passion. Never let others talk you out of that or cause you to turn away. You are passionate and you believe in equality and respect for all of life. You're not crazy. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. Yeah. But every single one of us are. You really think that you're in control? Ha ha ha. Bless your soul. So, once again, with the value for all life, you believe in fairness, equality, justice. You believe in standing up for what's right and stepping in when you feel like there is a fight that needs to be fought and you're the one who can do something about it. You are unbreakable, untamable, unshakable, and you are a fucking force to be reckoned with. Werewolf, exploring wildness. You have also chosen to explore your wildness, your fiery passion, your dark sides. You've chosen to explore that wolf inside of you. And it's amazing how strong a wolf can be. When you're looking to protect your family, do you want a wolf or a sheep? Because that wolf is inside each and every one of us. And you've been calling it to the surface, calling it to the surface to fight these important fights, to fight for the light. Wolves are not just innately evil like most people want to label them. And in fact, a good majority of them, they have some really good qualities. They're very loyal. They take care of each other. They work together. Sometimes they even take in and take care of other babies that are not a part of their pack. They don't like to hunt defenseless creatures, per se. They enjoy the hunt, and they go after the challenge the majority of the time. Graveyard, unnecessary fear. For a long time, we're afraid of dark inside, or 1,000 years ago. Every single man on this planet killed and was expected to kill. These days, they don't, and they are expected not to. What happens when you put a wolf in it and starve it? Just saying. But it comes out in much worse ways. Denying that shadow side and you're not allowing yourself to delve into it and you're not allowing yourself to see those parts of yourself, those parts of yourself still come out. You just deny them. You probably scapegoat people at that point. Things like that. The Hanged Man. You jump into victimhood mentality. That's for damn sure. The Ace of Stakes. The King of Stakes. What is that or create or manifest your life because you are fully being able to do that. Unnecessary fear of being the more passions, things that motivate you and light you up and make you feel good. Good for you or healthy for you and cause you to live. That wolf inside of you finally jumped out of there to take charge and to do something. And it gave you a new perspective, new ideas, new understandings. You may have had to stand up and fight for you or somebody else that you love. And that could be what caused this change as well. Caused you to all of a sudden see that shadow side, that evil side, as something that is good. Something that is pure, something that is a part of you, and something that is needed within you to be able to fight those fights. And to be able to stand strong in the face of darkness, or in the face of destruction, or despair, or things falling apart. And to still be able to fight another day. Like Xander when he lost his eyeball, and yet he was right there next to them to fight still, even with that lost eyeball. Even with the chance that he could die that day. He didn't care, because this is what he believed in, and this is what he's going to do. Because this is what he felt was right. Fear be damned. Hi, super guests. Nice to see you. So, that is pretty much what we got for our messages today, guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the support you guys send my way, whether that be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, making purchases. All that kind of stuff really helps me out, you guys. Thank you so much for all those things that you do. Thank you to the people who purchase things off my Amazon wish list as well. I have a lot of food items on there. A lot of you already know my living situation and things like that. I also have some art supplies on there, tarot cards. There's a big variety of things on there to choose from if you wanted to be able to throw something my way. That is awesome too. And I so appreciate each of you and anything that you guys do to give back for the energetic healing sessions that I bring you guys. Thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys.